2 angels are assigned to you right now, but one is only activated when you make a bold move. A divine moment has arrived, timed by heaven itself. The heavens have shifted, and the earth beneath your feet trembles in anticipation of what must now be unlocked. This is no ordinary time. This is not another whisper in the wind. This is not a casual encouragement for the weary soul. No, beloved, this is a divine interruption. This is Archangel Michael stepping forward under the command of the Most High, with a trumpet call cloaked in divine urgency. You are not here by accident. You are hearing this because something eternal has been written about you, and the time of its fulfillment draws near. There is a heavenly assignment on your life that cannot be denied, cannot be postponed, and cannot be handed to another. You are the one. Your name has been marked in fire. Your path has been watched with sacred precision. And now, heaven is demanding a bold move. Not a careful whisper, not a hesitant inch forward, but a declaration in motion. You felt it, haven't you? That pull in your spirit, that restlessness that refuses to be silenced, that ache that nothing in this world can comfort. It is not coincidence. It is not confusion. It is a calling. Archangel Michael confirms there are 2 angels assigned to your life right now. One is with you, already operating, already defending, already holding the line around your mind, your spirit, your future. But the second, the second, remains bound, not by the enemy, not by weakness, but by your stillness. You see, this angel is different. This angel does not move until you do. This angel does not fight until you speak. This angel does not war until you step forward in boldness. You were not abandoned. You were watched. You were not forgotten. You were tested. This message, this revelation, is not for the timid. This is for the chosen, the remnant, the awakened ones who know they've been marked for more. If you're listening, if you're trembling, if your heart is pounding, it's because your spirit recognizes the urgency. Your life is not ordinary. Your destiny is not casual. You've been assigned assistance from another realm, but heaven is waiting on your boldness to unlock what is sealed. Silence keeps the second angel bound. Disobedience delays divine dominion. Stillness, when boldness is commanded, invites spiritual stagnation. Heaven has timed this word perfectly. You are standing at the threshold of a prophetic shift, and the moment you take bold action, the moment you obey the nudge of God in your spirit, that second angel will be released, and nothing will remain the same. The realm of the spirit is shifting. The wind is blowing through the invisible, and your name is on the air. Destiny is aligning. Time is dilating. And this message, this sacred, urgent whisper wrapped in fire, is your confirmation. Heaven has waited. Angels have watched. Now the question is, will you move? Type "I am anointed" in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 1516 is now activated. Archangel Michael speaks on behalf of God's command. Waken, for the hour has come. In the next 2 hours, a window will open in the spirit. Not a day, not a week, but 2 sacred hours have been marked in heaven's calendar. A portal of divine opportunity. A moment carved by God's own hand to see if the chosen will rise or retreat. Within this divine hour, there is movement in the heavens and stirring in the earth. Assignments are shifting. Rolls are unrolling. And among these sacred records, your name is written in light. 2 angels stand at attention with your divine destiny in view. But only one is moving. The other waits not because you are disqualified, but because heaven is waiting for your boldness. Hear me now, for I speak not as a mere messenger, but as one sent with a burning sword. This message is not for all. It is not for the doubters, not for the idle, not for those who would rather dwell in comfort than conquer in fire. This message is encoded for the brave, the ones who feel out of place because they were never meant to fit, the ones who sense something more, even when the world calls them foolish. You, beloved, are being summoned by heaven, summoned by fire, summoned by divine urgency. There are 2 angels with your name sealed upon them. One guards you now. The other is chained until you dare to step into the unknown. The silence you felt was not God turning away. It was not abandonment. It was a test to see if you could discern heaven's whisper in the stillness, a test to see if you could hold the line when heaven seemed quiet, a test to reveal your maturity, your readiness, your obedience when the sky stayed still. You were never forgotten. You were being weighed. And now, heaven is tilting. The scales are tipping. And your hesitation, your fear, your delay has kept the second angel restrained. But no more. You've cried. You've warred in silence. You've questioned. You've asked, where is my breakthrough? Where is my power? Why does it feel like I'm circling the same mountain? And now I tell you, it was because you were moving but not in boldness. You were praying but not aligning. You were hoping but not obeying. Heaven cannot send what you will not walk toward. The second angel, the one that fights, that breaks, that warfares, is a divine warrior that answers only to motion. You do not command this angel by emotion. You activate him by movement. This message is your activation. You were marked by fire, and heaven is issuing your call to move, not by sight, not by fear, but by faith. The divine clock has struck. This is your moment to change the atmosphere. When you act boldly, the angel moves. When you step out, he steps in. And the moment you obey, he obeys. You must break out of stagnation. You must confront the fear. You must stop waiting for a sign when you are the sign. Boldness is heaven's language, and obedience is heaven's signal. You must declare, I refuse to let fear delay my angel. You must speak it aloud. You must war with your words. Because silence in this season is not safety, it is surrender. The heavens are roaring, and the earth is trembling to see if you will move. This is the hour of divine transition. If you choose delay, you choose defeat. But if you choose to act, you choose dominion. Type I am chosen in the comments if you receive this message. Blessing code 999 is now surrounding you. There is something darker stirring beneath the surface of your stillness. Something unspoken but spiritually loud. Someone close to you, perhaps even a familiar face, has been asking too many questions, probing too deeply into your spirit's next move. They smile with concern, but their words are cloaked in disruption. You felt the eyes. You sensed the weight of analysis. You've experienced the pressure of being observed like a puzzle, like a prophecy waiting to be proven wrong. This is no accident. This is not paranoia. This is spiritual warfare hidden beneath the veil of emotional closeness. Confusion has begun to cloud your atmosphere, not because you lack clarity, but because you've let too many voices near your vision. Heaven has been quiet to test your discernment, but the noise around you is not divine. It is distraction. Too many opinions. Too little peace. You've been second-guessing your worth because the people around you have been silently questioning your path. And while you smile to keep the peace, Your spirit has been storming. But now hear this. This is spiritual. This is not just emotional tension or relational strain. This is spiritual sabotage dressed as concern. There is a war being waged over your boldness. One angel guards your mind, yes, and has shielded you from spiritual collapse. But the second angel, the one that wars, the one that shatters strongholds, has not yet moved because you've still been waiting for someone else's approval. You've allowed your worth to be determined by visibility. You've doubted your own mantle because others didn't affirm it. But God didn't call them to see it. He called you to walk in it. Your restlessness is not weakness. It is heaven's agitation. The shaking you feel isn't anxiety. It's the sound of divine release waiting on your permission. And yes, you've cried in silence. Yes, you've tried to stay small to keep others comfortable. But that strategy has expired. Your silence has only fueled their suspicion. You cannot wait to be understood by those who were never assigned to understand you. You cannot delay destiny because of emotional loyalty. Heaven is asking for boldness, not balance. This is not the time to play it safe. This is the time to leap, even when no one claps. You must know, heaven heard what they said behind closed doors. Heaven saw who watched your downfall with secret satisfaction. And while your first angel shielded your heart from collapse, the second angel is waiting to fight. But not until you take the leap. You've been divinely agitated because something must be broken in the spirit, and that breaking requires bold movement. This restlessness is not punishment. It is preparation. The mystery is now exposed. The emotional tension is now decoded. You are not crazy. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are under divine construction. And the spiritual scaffolding has now been removed. The only thing left to do is rise. The second angel, the warrior, responds not to confusion, but to clarity. And clarity comes through action, not explanation, not negotiation, but divine, unapologetic movement. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $10. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I am ready to rise" in the comments if this is your word. Blessing code 777 is now being released over your household. Hear now, beloved, the conflict you have endured, the delays that threatened your momentum, the emotional wilderness that wrapped around you like a cold fog, these were not punishments. They were divine conditioning. You have not been forgotten. You have been forged. The time you called wasted with the hour heaven called war room training. While others ran ahead, you were kept in stillness, not because you were disqualified, but because heaven was framing you for dominion, not just defense. The silence you've endured was God sharpening your hearing. The loneliness you've carried was not abandonment, but preservation. You were being pulled away from distractions, removed from unworthy alignments, and hidden in the shadow of the Almighty, not to shrink, but to rise unseen. And now, the hour comes. The bold move must be made. The stage of conflict is not about what was done to you, but what heaven is preparing to do through you. There is a realm that watches your every motion. The divine and the demonic both take note when the chosen begin to stir. You are not in a neutral zone. You are in the epicenter of spiritual history, and your every choice has a ripple in the invisible. Fear has been the enemy's last stronghold against you, not because you're weak, but because your moments from breakthrough. And fear always screams loudest before you rise. Every delay was permitted to press your faith deeper. But not all delays were from heaven. Some were sent to see if you would recognize demonic diversion masked as divine detour. The enemy sent fake friendships. The enemy sent emotional distractions. The enemy whispered, "Wait a little longer." But heaven's voice now thunders, "Move boldly. Delay no more." The bold move now required of you is not reckless. It is righteous. It is not the movement of ego but of obedience. It is not noise. It is a divine yes in motion. Your boldness is the battleground. And heaven has assigned you 2 angels, one who guards and shields, and another who only moves when you act with authority. The angel of dominion cannot be deployed while you remain in indecision. The angel of warfare does not respond to fear. It moves at the sound of fearless obedience. You are now under observation from both realms. Heaven leans in. Hell watches with clenched fists. Every moment you hesitate, the second angel waits, restrained not by chains but by heaven's law. He only moves when you move. Do you understand the weight of this truth? You are not waiting on God. God is waiting on you. The angel that wars, the angel that tears through darkness, the angel that shifts atmospheres, he is assigned, equipped, and armed. But he needs your leap. He needs your step. He needs your yes. You were not called to survive, you were called to command. Heaven has placed dominion within your DNA. That conflict you endured, it was only to expose the depth of your calling. That warfare you faced, it was only to build the spine required to carry this mantle. Others saw delay. Heaven saw training. Others saw silence. Heaven saw the prelude to the shout. You are standing in the exact moment where your next move will decide whether the second angel is released or remains sealed. You must understand this. Divine authority cannot partner with passive living. If you wait to feel ready, you will never move. But if you dare to move in obedience, heaven will rush to meet your motion. Your boldness is the signal. Your action is the agreement. And your agreement triggers the angel that has been standing at your right hand, waiting, watching, ready to be unleashed. Type "I am divinely trained" in the comments if this resonates. Lesson code 8484 is now circling your atmosphere. Now listen with spiritual urgency, for what I say next is not merely insight, it is prophecy. Within the next 48 hours, you will face a confrontation. It will not appear as a battlefield, but it will feel like one. Someone near you, someone familiar, will challenge your courage. Their words may be subtle, even coded in concern, but their true assignment will be to rattle your resolve. This moment is not random. It is not emotional fallout. It is a spiritual setup. Heaven is watching not the confrontation, but your response to it. You must understand, this test is not to reveal them, but to reveal you. It will test whether you truly trust what you heard from heaven more than what you hear from man. It will expose whether fear still has a seat at your decision-making table. And it will determine whether your second angel, the angel of dominion, is activated or remains bound. Your enemy knows this window is opening. Your second angel knows it. Heaven knows it. And now, you must decide if you will meet this divine moment with courage or with caution. If you flinch, if you retreat into silence, people-pleasing, or delay, the second angel will not move. Because heaven cannot violate your free will, you must give divine permission through action. If you retreat, the angel of dominion remains sealed. But if you stand, if you speak, if you move forward anyway, Then all of heaven will align with you, and the angel assigned to war for your elevation will be released with fury. This moment will not wait for your comfort. The confrontation coming is heaven allowed. Not to destroy you, but to confirm you. You are being positioned for either empowerment or pause. Your spiritual record is writing itself even now. The next 48 hours are a window, and what you do in them will determine if this season extends or breaks open. Heaven has time-sensitive instructions, and disobedience to timing is still disobedience. Delayed obedience is spiritual forfeiture. You must not miss this. You must not blink. The eyes of the spirit realm are fixed on you now. There is movement coming, and it is not casual. There is a spiritual contract hovering in the invisible, waiting for your bold signature. One action, just one, can shift the balance. One declaration can change the war. One yes can release the angel that has been clothed in divine fire, assigned to cut through every resistance you've been facing. Heaven is not asking for perfection. Heaven is not asking for complete understanding. Heaven is asking for obedience. And obedience must move when heaven moves. The bold step is the key. This is not a time to debate. This is not a time to explain yourself to those who cannot understand your calling. This is the time to align, fully, immediately, and unapologetically. This is the warning, but it is also the opportunity. You are not defenseless. You are not forgotten. You are standing between defense and dominion, and your next action decides which angel fights on your behalf. Move, and all of heaven moves with you. Delay, and the season recycles. The confrontation will come, but it is your activation, not your opposition. And your response will echo in the spirit realm long after the words have been spoken. Type "I will not flinch" in the comments to unlock this moment. Blessing code 1212 now hovers over your bold obedience. Hear now the whisper of strategy wrapped in the voice of fire. Be still, but not silent in spirit. There is a stillness that is holy, and there is a stillness that is fear. Heaven distinguishes between the two. The stillness of the chosen is not inactivity. It is internal warfare and sacred silence. You are not being told to stop. You are being called to listen. For when your body is still and your soul is quiet, your spirit can echo heaven's secrets with power. This is the sacred pause before the push. This is not stagnation. This is strategic silence. The kind of stillness that girds your soul like armor. The kind of calm that only comes when angels have been dispatched but await alignment. The first angel shields your mind. He has fought unseen wars just to keep you sane. He has warred through sleepless nights, through dreams you barely understood, through environments that tried to drain you of your identity. He has stood at your back, sword drawn, blocking attacks you didn't even see coming. But now, the guidance of heaven requires your cooperation. Guard your peace like it is prophecy, because it is. Peace is not passive, it is protective. It is the signal that your internal environment is aligned with heaven's tempo. This next instruction will not come through chaos. It will not arrive through thunder. It will whisper. It will rise like a knowing in your spirit. A sudden clarity. A burning confirmation. And to receive it, your inner world must be quiet enough to hear. Listen deeply, not just with your ears, but with your discernment. You will not be able to explain this next move to everyone, and that is intentional. Obedience often looks like foolishness to the unassigned. But your next instruction is subtle but seismic. It is small in movement, but massive in outcome. And if you allow noise to dominate your inner world, you will misread divine instruction as emotional whim. You will abort the divine blueprint because your emotions were louder than your spirit. Your strength in this moment is found in stillness, not in stillness of life, but stillness of worry, stillness of doubt, stillness of anxiety. You are not being told to stop moving forward. You are being told to anchor yourself in divine stillness before you step. The kind of stillness that listens while it moves. The kind of peace that carries answers in its silence. That stillness becomes your compass and your angel of defense, the one already moving, has been positioned to shield you while you listen. Fear will now try to dress up in garments of discernment. It will try to whisper, "Wait, wait, it's not the right time," when heaven has already spoken. Fear will try to mask itself as caution. But you will know the difference because divine peace always follows divine instruction. Even if the instruction leads you into unfamiliar places, peace will be your confirmation. You cannot let counterfeit discernment delay your obedience. And hear this now. Silence your critics by silencing your own doubt first. There is no louder critic than your inner insecurity. But when you learn to command your internal atmosphere, no external noise can penetrate. You must rule your thoughts, not react to them. Prayer is not a passive tool in this hour. It is your weapon. Not just the whispered prayers of comfort, but the declarations of authority. I align. I obey. I advance. These are not just statements. They are signals. They summon the second angel from delay to deployment. Before your next move, let prayer saturate your atmosphere. Let worship be the war cry that shields your house. Speak life over your path. Speak alignment over your steps. Your protection is not just in what you avoid. It is in what you declare. Heaven is surrounding you with divine strategy, but you must meet that strategy with sacred silence and supernatural sensitivity. You are not confused. You are being calibrated. Do not mistake adjustment for abandonment. The shift is coming through instruction, and instruction comes through stillness. Type "I align" in stillness in the comments if you receive this word. Blessing code 5252 is now cloaking you with divine clarity. And now, beloved, rise. For you are not the same soul who entered the last battle. You are not the same vessel that survived the last storm. You have evolved in the silence. You have expanded in the shadows. What once broke you now builds you. What once frightened you now fuels you. You are not who they remember. You are who heaven has revealed. In the past 6 months, your spirit has undergone a transformation no one saw coming. Whittle thought you were stabbed, thought you had stalled, thought you were circling your bastard. But what they did not see was the spiritual stretching taking place behind the veil. You were not idle. You were incubating. You were not silent. You were soaking in strategy. And now, your wings are stretching, and your fire is igniting. You have outgrown the opinions that once contained you. Everything that hurt you in the last season was not sent to destroy you. It was sent to harden your discernment. You can see now what you once tolerated. You can sense now what you once ignored. You can discern now what once confused you. Heaven has equipped you with spiritual muscles others cannot see. They mocked your silence, not knowing it was power being sharpened. They mithread your stillness, not knowing it was prophecy being processed. And now, the second angel, the one assigned to war for your dominion, recognizes not the old version of you, but the reborn you, the evolved you, the fire-tested you, the bold you. And this angel does not respond to the insecure, unsure, outdated version of you that you've been trying to hide behind. He responds to the one who dares to speak with holy confidence, who dares to step with heaven's backing, who dares to declare, "I am not who I was. I am who I was born to be. This shift is not symbolic. It is supernatural. Your presence now carries the weight of oil. Your voice now stirs the spirit realm. You are no longer the one asking for permission. You are the one releasing declarations. The second angel has waited for this emergence. He moves only when boldness takes command. And that boldness now resides in your belly. So rise like fire. Stretch like wings. Let the earth and the heavens both witness your transformation. Your anointing cannot stay silent. Your calling cannot be camouflaged. You have entered the hour where hesitation is a betrayal of heaven's timing. It's time to move, speak, build, break, and create, not from fear, but from power. People thought they understood you, but they didn't know they were watching your metamorphosis. They thought you were broken, but you were breaking out. They thought your silence meant surrender, but it meant strength. And now, they will see. They will see the version of you that was formed in fire, soaked in oil, and called by thunder. This new you is heaven's answer to demonic interference. You are God's strategy in motion. The angel is watching. The heavens are ready. It's your turn to act. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $50. Your generosity fuels every word, every message, and every moment we bring to life. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type I am transformed by fire in the comments if this is your confirmation. Blessing code 4646 has now gone before you. Now hear the deeper revelation, child of fire. This season wasn't about delay. It wasn't about rejection. It wasn't about punishment. It was about proving one thing to heaven: your boldness. You thought you were being overlooked, but you were being observed. Every prayer you whispered in the dark, every tear that slid down your cheek without witness, every decision you made in silent obedience, they were all documented in the divine archives. Nothing was lost. Nothing was missed. The silence of heaven was not absence. It was evaluation. You see, this journey was not simply about endurance. It was about elevation. And elevation demands exposure to your own fear, to your own resilience, to the very root of who you are when all other voices fall away. This entire season was structured not around the chaos you feared, but around the courage you were about to discover. And now, as the angelic realm aligns, the mystery is revealed. One angel documents, the other dominates. But the dominator only moves when you make the decree. Your silence was not weakness. It was the womb of the warrior. You were being tested in secret because your release is meant to be public. You were trained in the hidden places, so when your name is called in the open, you are unshakable. This is not just personal breakthrough. It is prophetic release. The scrolls are being opened. The seals are being broken. And your name is being whispered in heaven's war rooms. Do not misunderstand the resistance you face. It was never about people. It was never about career. It was never about money. It was about alignment. Heaven has waited for the version of you that has now emerged. The one who no longer flinches when overlooked. The one who no longer begs for recognition. The one who understands that silence is not absence, it is setup. The one who knows that God's voice is not always loud, but it is always sure. The second angel is not like the first. The first one guards, he covers your spirit, mends your soul, keeps you from collapse. Well, the second, he comes to break barriers. He comes to shake systems. He comes with thunder in his wings and fire in his sword. He is not gentle. He is not subtle. He waits for one thing, bold permission. And beloved, you are now standing in the hour of unlocking. This is the moment the heavens designed for you before you were even born. The delay was not because you failed. The delay was to prepare your boldness so that when the second angel is activated, you can handle what he brings. You've passed the test. You've stood when others fell. You've spoken when it was costly. And now heaven speaks back. This is your unlocking, and boldness is the only key. You will no longer circle the mountain. You will no longer wonder when. The when is now. The why is you. The where is wherever your foot steps in obedience. You are not just being given access. You are becoming the access point. The shift is spiritual. The gates are opening because your spirit has matured. The release is not based on emotion. It's based on spiritual stature. And you have grown. You have endured. You have waited. And now, you will be witnessed. The prophetic release is not future. It is unfolding even now. Heaven has marked this moment. Your name has ascended. Your boldness has been weighed. And the command has been given. If this resonates, then respond in kind. Boldness is agreement in motion. This is not the time to contemplate. This is the time to command. The angel waits for action, not contemplation, not explanation, not negotiation. Boldness must break the barrier. The second angel moves when your yes is sealed in movement. Type I am unlocked in the comments if this is your hour. Blessing code 8888 hath been activated over your name. Say it now, with every fiber of your being. I release my angel through faith and motion. Say it until the spirit realm begins to shift. Say it until your own doubts break under the weight of your authority. For too long you have waited on the heavens to move, not realizing the heavens are waiting on your agreement. You've been asking for activation, but activation always requires action. This moment is not passive. It is the invitation to divine propulsion. This is the hour where prayer alone is not enough. Now you must move. Declare it. Build it. Launch it. Leave it. Forgive it. Write it. Post it. Speak it. Whatever the Holy Spirit has whispered to your soul, it's time to obey it. Because obedience, not intention, is what releases angels. You are not being called to chaos. You are being called to alignment. And alignment is heaven's green light. It's not about being busy, it's about being positioned. When you move in obedience, the second angel moves in power. This is the system of heaven. This is how realms shift. You are the human agreement to divine intention. You are the one who signals angelic intervention. Your feet are the code. Your voice is the password. Your obedience is the open door. Say this again in your spirit. My next bold move will rewrite my spiritual forecast. For the atmosphere is not permanent. The opposition is not final. The delay is not eternal. Everything is in flux, waiting on one decision, yours. And when you step into divine instruction, the enemy loses jurisdiction. The resistance loses traction. Because one action in alignment is stronger than 1,000 reactions in confusion. Let go of the idea that boldness is noise. Boldness is not volume. Boldness is not bravado. Boldness is obedient motion in divine direction. You do not need to shout. You need to move. You do not need to convince anyone. You need to act. The moment you step, the second angel ignites. And he does not step softly, he comes with power. Heaven is holding its breath for your yes. The realms are waiting for your permission. The divine ink is ready to record your motion. You are not merely stepping for yourself. You are stepping for bloodlines, for generations, for every unspoken legacy that has waited for your courage. Your boldness will be a blueprint. Your obedience will become inheritance. Every demon that mocked your delay will tremble at your movement. Do not underestimate the weight of one step, one phone call, one lunch project, one forgiving word, one release of bitterness, one public act of obedience. That's all it takes. One action can unleash 100 victories. The angel waits. The realms lean forward. The divine countdown is active. You don't need more signs. You are the sign. Now move, and let the heavens roar in response. Type my YES is in motion in the comments if you're taking bold action now. Blessing code 3131 is igniting divine momentum around you. Listen now with your spirit, not just your ears. There has been an exchange in the heavens that you were not meant to see, but you were always meant to benefit from. While you questioned, while you wondered if heaven had gone silent, the angels were negotiating. Divine agents were dispatched, not in response to your words alone, but to the weight of your calling and the reach of your obedience. Every second you hesitated, a war was waged over your timeline. Every moment you delayed, documents in the spirit were being held, waiting for your motion to validate their release. You must understand this truth. Heaven never sleeps, and angels never rest when destiny is on the line. What felt like an activity in your natural world was actually high-level movement in the invisible. Scrolls were being opened. Assignments were being reviewed. Generational records were being cross-checked against your alignment. The realm you couldn't see was bursting with anticipation. All for you. All for the moment you'd realize that one angel guards, but one wars, on your command. This is not a passive reality. This is a transactional realm, where silence carries sound, and hesitation creates delay. Angels are not bound by the laws of flesh, but they are bound by the law of divine alignment. The second angel has stood beside you, not because you prayed, but because you were purposed. He was sent not for comfort, but for conquest. And the only code he responds to is bold obedience. The spirit realm has waited. You are the missing piece. Let this revelation shake you free from hesitation. Everything you lost emotionally is returning prophetically. Every ounce of energy, confidence, peace, and clarity that was siphoned off by fear, betrayal, and delay, it is coming back now, sevenfold. Why? Because your name is not just in the book of life, it is etched into the scrolls of divine justice. And what was stolen is being recalculated and returned with interest. Heaven recorded your hesitation, but it also recorded your hunger. You did not disqualify yourself with your doubt. Oh no, beloved, you confirmed yourself through your endurance. The realm of God doesn't require perfection. It requires permission. And even in your delay, your heart kept whispering, "Yes, God." That whisper was louder than the enemy's accusations. That whisper has summoned divine motion even now. This is not just about personal success. This is about generational alignment. You are the one who stepped out of the system. You are the one who said, "It ends with me." The generational trauma, the cycles of silence, the fear of stepping out, the internal sabotage, all of it is being reversed because you finally said yes. The second angel was never delayed by heaven. He was delayed by your permission. And now that permission has been granted, he is moving, not just for you, but through you, for your children, for your legacy, for your bloodline. You have stirred divine agents who are armed with scrolls of restoration. They have waited to unseal the instructions that only apply when boldness is in motion. You didn't just activate one angel. You activated a divine plan. One that couldn't unfold until you realized that your movement commands heaven's resources. You were never just being refined. You were being positioned for release. And now, the scroll is open, the seals are broken, and the silence is over. If you feel this word quickening your spirit, it's because the transaction is already complete. The angel hath been released. A movement has begun. You must now align your outer world with what has already shifted in the inner realm. Speak boldly. Walk confidently. Create unapologetically. Heaven is already in sync. The second angel is already en route. It's your turn to match the momentum. Type "I receive heaven's transaction" in the comments if you accept this word. Blessing code 1010 now walks before you into unsealed places. Now hear the decree from the courts of heaven. Justice has been issued. The reversal is in motion. Every tear you cried in private will now be answered in public vindication. Every delay that looked like defeat will now become your divine delivery. The enemy thought you'd remain in cycles of stagnation, thought you'd sink into shame, but heaven has overturned the verdict. What was taken by fear is being restored by fire. There is a fire now resting on your name, not a fire of judgment, but a fire of reversal. A fire that purifies, reclaims, and repositions. The angel of dominion has not just been released for battle, he's been released for justice. You are not forgotten. You were documented. Every mocking voice that said you missed your moment, they will witness your elevation. Every hand that tried to block your door, they will watch it open in their presence. This is not revenge. This is justice. And divine justice carries no malice, only majesty. You must see it. God has kept record of every false word spoken over your name, of every night your pillow was soaked with unanswered questions, of every opportunity delayed because of sabotage or confusion. Nothing was missed. Nothing was wasted. And now, the scales are tipping in your favor. The second angel carries the sword of reversal, not just for breakthrough, but for vengeance aligned with heaven's heart. This is not about emotional payback. This is about spiritual rebalancing. The assignments that tried to derail you have now become the evidence that secures your victory. The battle you fought was not just for your soul, it was for the judgment of heaven to rule in your favor. And now the decree has gone forth. The battle is over. Your obedience has finished the war. You may not have seen the full battle, but heaven did. Every moment you chose to believe instead of break. Every time you showed up anyway. Every word you spoke in faith, even while trembling. All of it reached the throne. And now, in the courts of heaven, your name has been cleared, your path has been cleansed, and your next season hath been commanded. This is the hour where what delayed you will now deliver you. The very thing that blocked you will now bless you. The place that rejected you will now be the ground that witnesses your rise. For God is not mocked. What you sowed in tears, you are about to reap in joy. What you endured in silence, you are about to declare in strength. Your second angel has not only been released, he has been authorized to enforce divine justice. He will not merely defend. He will elevate. He will not just protect. He will proclaim. He carries the sound of justice, the echo of heaven's yes. You don't have to fight anymore. You just have to align. The sword has already fallen in your favor. The heavens have ruled. And every door that once slammed shut is now being reopened, not for your ego, but for your assignment. Those who mocked you will see. Those who dismiss you will hear. Those who doubted you will witness. Not because you need validation, but because heaven must display what it affirms. You are no longer in hiding. You are now being revealed. The angel that was sealed has been loosed. The fire that was delayed has now been poured. The justice that was promised is now being executed. And this is just the beginning. If this message resonates with you and you feel moved to support, consider giving a super thanks with contributions of up to $20. Your kindness helps us bring more powerful content your way. Also, if you'd like to support what we do, you can make a difference by donating through the support here link in the description of this video. Every contribution helps us keep creating and sharing more with you. Type "I receive divine justice" in the comments to seal this decree. Blessing code 4141 is now turning the tide in your favor. You were never alone. You were never forgotten. You were never walking blind, even when your vision blurred under the weight of warfare. From the first breath of your calling, 2 angels were assigned to your life, 1 to cover, 1 to conquer, 1 to preserve your peace in the battle, and 1 to execute judgment when you finally stood in divine boldness. And now, child of fire, both are in motion. This is not just the end of a message. This is the beginning of a new reality. This is your crossing point. Heaven has recorded your alignment. Your movement has signaled your permission. And now, the angels respond with full divine force. You are not the same. You are not returning to what was. You are walking forward, flanked by divine agents who move according to your faith, who operate under heaven's seal, and who war for your victory with thunder in their wings. Let every shadow know that you are covered. Let every opposition see that you are not alone. Let every demonic monitor, every whisper of the enemy, every false word spoken against you tremble, because the angel that was sealed has now been unchained. You are walking in a new grace. You are surrounded by a new glory. You are protected by a new force. Heaven has issued the decree, and your name hath been spoken in the divine strategy room. You are seen. You are sealed. You are summoned. No more delay. No more debate. No more begging for clarity you already carry. The fire is on your name. The oil is on your hands. The yes is in your soul. And the angels are moving, because you moved first. This is your affirmation. I am aligned. I am active. I am appointed. Speak it. Declare it. Let every cell in your being come into agreement with it. Your angels are not passive. They are watching. They are warring. They are writing. And they now stand at your side with swords drawn, waiting only on your daily obedience to maintain their assignment. Heaven confirms your alignment. Your motion was the missing piece. Your yes was the ignition switch. Now go boldly, not because the path is easy, but because the angel is armed. Not because you are fearless, but because you are covered. Not because you know every step, but because you trust the one who does. Let this be your seal. The 2 angels are now in motion. 1 defense. 1 conquers. And together, they surround you with holy fire. Heaven is with you. The war is won. And your next step is history in the making. Type "both angels are now moving" in the comments if you receive this blessing. Final blessing code 7777 is now resting over your destiny.